What's up, guys and gals? My name is Joy, and today I'm going to be giving my Destiny 2 initial impressions. So I beat the story yesterday. I woke up at 1 a.m. on launch night, so I was about an hour behind, and I played the entire story of the game until like 1 p.m. This afternoon, and I beat the game. It was about, 12 hours? Yeah. I'm very tired. I also got some exotics. I'm almost 230 for the Nightfall, so I'll be able to do the Nightfall and get that out of the way. I'm going to give my impression so far, and in some areas it's great. I love the game, and in other areas, Bungie fucked the pooch, right? As expected. So, obviously, a lot of people have already mentioned the story. I don't need to mention the story, you guys. If you've seen every other reviewer talk about the story, you already know Destiny 2's story has just blown everybody away. It's a lot better. A lot more like Borderlands slash, character uh, detail and all that stuff. So, we're going to talk about the things to do in Destiny. So, there's like a lot of patrol type missions. They're not really patrols, but they kind of are. You go from one end to the other. They still have patrols, obviously, but they have like adventures. They have like mini dungeons you can do. And while that's all great and stuff, it's just kind of not enough. And I can see why the raid is coming out on the 13th right now, because like Destiny 1, it feels like after the story, there's just not a lot to do. The other complaint I would have would be getting exotics seems in some cases easier and in other cases a little harder. It depends on the way you look at it. So an example would be like, just by playing Destiny 2's story, once you reach the second planet and you do a specific quest, which is part of the story quest, surprisingly, you are given a free exotic. I don't know how I feel about that. I also wasn't really too excited about the pre-order exotic. I think that, and I heard that, that's in the game already, so you'll be able to earn it. You just won't be able to earn it until like December or something, which I think is stupid. But nevertheless, I'm not a fan of giving people like free exotics. I think exotics need to be earned either behind a quest line like in Destiny 1, or um, obviously by doing like the high end stuff like Nightfall raids. Because that's the only reason I did raids in Destiny 1 was to go get exotic shit, and I don't need to do that if I could just do a public event and get my exotics that way. It kind of defeats the purpose, and I'm not really a fan of that. However, I am a fan of the exotic system when it comes to like what's it called, the weekly. So there's a weekly quest, like challenge quest, and if you complete all three, you can get an exotic like engram or decryption off that, which I think is cool. I think for putting in like work on patrols and that, crappy system that patrols are, and doing the challenge system for the week, you can get an exotic that way. I think that's awesome. I think that, because you're actually doing something for that. You're working towards that in a way. But I'm not a fan of just giving people free exotics for little to no effort, like storyline exotics. Like that to me just kind of, it makes it too easy. And that's really the ultimate thing that a lot of reviewers aren't really talking about in Destiny 2. And I hope the raid changes that, because right now I don't see myself even bothering with the raid, to be honest. I don't really think you need to. It's just so fucking easy playing this game that when you get a reward, it's like, meh, because there's no challenge. There's no challenge to when you get those rewards. And to me, that hurts the game. I do like the fact that it's somewhat easy, but compared to like Destiny 1, it just seems like it's just too easy to not only get really good shit really quickly, but, it takes little to no effort. Like, there's just, the PvE has been dumbed down a lot. Now, granted, obviously, I'm gonna also counter that real quick. In the story mission, right? If you're under geared and you're just swapping out like greens and blues, like let's say you don't upgrade a blues right away, but you just stick with the progressive, like you're just playing all the story missions you can. You don't really care about loot, and you're swapping out green items, that you buy off like vendors when they upgrade their stock or whatever with all your glimmer that you have. You will obviously die. Like, so if you do the final boss in the story mission, you'll die quite a bit actually. So you do die in story. But that's not a challenge. That's just like bad gear. Like if you don't have the right gear, that's a gear issue. Let's see, exotic weapons. Again, they also feel like they don't do enough damage. They don't feel powerful at all, like compared to like Vex Mytho or Gallahorn, or like there are some that do decent damage. They just don't do enough. They don't feel like they do enough of a punch, at least to me. What else? There is legendaries are easier to get. You just turn in these things for doing, again, public events or whatever. They're like tokens. Like you go to an arcade, you get some tokens and you get tickets and you can get a prize. That's pretty much what it is. You get tokens for doing public events and all this stuff on the planets, and then you can turn them in to the respective vendor of that planet, and you'll get rep with them, and then they'll give you an exotic engram. So you don't need 150, legendary marks anymore to get engrams. That also is too easy, in my opinion. That makes it not a challenge. That makes it, you're bypassing all the content really quickly. I'm not a fan of that. I think that ruins the game actually faster. I mean, it took me a day, guys. It took me literally a day to reach like 230 light level in this game and beat the story. The max light level, by the way, is 300. So let that sink in for a second. If I hit 230, which I could probably do right now if I were to log on my main, I could hit 300 light before the raid comes out. Like that. So, and I mean, I understand that's what people will want when they do the raid and whatever, but like to me, man, shit's too easy, dude. It is way too easy to play Destiny 2 right now. And to me, that takes no effort, it takes no skill. I'm not a fan of it at all by any means. And yeah. So moving on, is the story good for Destiny 2? Absolutely. That would be probably the only reason I can recommend the game, like every other YouTuber that's done some sort of review on the game, is that if you want a good story for Destiny, this game is worth it. But again, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit if the rest of your content is a snooze fest, or it's too casual or too easy. And that's ultimately what Destiny 2, at the moment, in its current state, feels like. It's just too easy to get gear. So, I will try to upload some Nightfall gameplay. Like I said, I'm almost 230, so if I log on my main, I'll do that for you guys and show you that. But so far, I like the game, but at other times I also hate the game. As far as the microtransactions go, Destiny 2 is not pay to win. Once you hit 20, you can get those boxes that the Everse lady sells, the Blight engrams or whatever that she sells for silver. You can get those just by leveling up. So back in Destiny 1, you would get a Mote of Light every time you'd level. Now you get those loot boxes basically, and you don't have to pay for them. So that's cool. You can fill them out pretty quickly. It's pretty easy to level up by doing public events, obviously. That's the main focus. And in Destiny 2, public events are a big part of the game, so there's quite a lot of them. And they can switch from normal to heroic. The other thing is, again, exotics can drop off public events as well, normal or hard. But that just, again, defeats the purpose, because, like, a public event is, like, 5 minutes worth of your time, whereas I remember running Vault of Glass and going there to get the exotic chest. I had to go through a boss and then some mobs just to get the exotic chest. Like, this is what really killed my excitement for Destiny 1, is when they started making it so easy to get everything. Now, I understand I don't want to grind. I don't want to Korean grind, but you guys got to realize, too, I play Warframe, and Warframe's grindy as hell. So, but that's alright with me. That's fine. I would rather work for my shit and feel like I got something out at the end of it than just be like, oh, hey, look, here's a free, best weapon in the game for free. You know, that just kind of sucks. It doesn't keep me wanting to strive for more because once I get everything, then like, if I can get all the exotics in a day almost, let's say, or in less than a week, I'm gonna get bored of the game. That's just an undeniable fact, right? Like, you're gonna get bored of the game. And so I think that really hurts Destiny 2, and they need to maybe look over that, or make the mobs harder, or I don't know, something, or buff the weapons and make the mobs harder. I don't know. There's got to be something they can do. I obviously don't want them to ruin the system that's in place now. It is pretty good, but for future systems, they need to appease some hardcore players too. Because if you just make everything easy, everyone's gonna get bored and leave, like they did in year one. And that's exactly what I did in year one. I got bored and I left. The only time year one was actually really hard, guys, was like during. I wouldn't even say Crota was that hard. I would say Crota, when you first did them, was hard. Vault of Glass was hard when you did it the first time. But the other two raids, like King's Fall, the first time I did it, it was so fucking casual. It was so easy. It was insulting. And I didn't do the Siva raid. I heard the Siva raid was pretty good, but I do hope the raid in Destiny 2 is a lot better than the ending to Destiny 1, because, dear God, man, it's not looking good so far if it's this easy. Like, if it's this easy, I could fall asleep and do it, like, without skill or challenge. So, but so far, I do like the game to a degree. I like it for the story. I do like the fact that it is more rewarding in the loot, but again, that also is a negative. I do like the system with the Everse. The Everse system where you can earn those same boxes just by playing the game. You don't have to buy them. That's great. However, I would still prefer that the Everse stuff be like on a vendor in the game for Glimmer or something, so I can use all that Glimmer I have, rather than selling them as micros. Just take them off as micros, leave it on the experience bar the way it is, and then turn around and put that Everse stuff maybe on vendors for like Glimmer, and you would make so many people happy, Bungie, that, you know what, if you did that, I might consider buying the DLC for Destiny 2. I really would. But until you do that, probably not, right? Because it's just corporate greed at that point. What else? I have nothing against strikes. I don't really care if I play the same one over and over. That, it's something you did in Destiny 1. So if you're not accustomed to that at the moment, then you need to not play Destiny, right? Like, if you're not used to playing strikes over and over and over again, Destiny 1 or 2 is probably not for you. I do like the way the characters feel more important, like Ivara and stuff. She feels way more important. Zavala feels important. Cade 6 feels important. All the new characters, even the new ones, they all have some sort of backstory, and they talk, and they feel like part of the game, which is really great. And I love that. It's no longer in a card system on Bungie.net. But those are my first impressions. Let me know if you guys, again, want to play together. I do play on PS4. I'm almost 230 light. I made a Warlock at the moment. I do have a Hunter that's almost 100 light level. Hasn't finished the story. I could probably finish him real quick, get him caught up. And I'm working on the Titan as well. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my opinions? Do you not? I think the story's great, but the rest of the game could use some work still. I do like the fact that public events are more rewarding and the world drops are rewarding. That's all great and fine. Leave that shit the way it is. That's fine. Okay, cool. Exotics, though, man. If you're gonna put exotics, make them so easy, and they're exotic, right? Exotics are really hard to get. Okay, that's the philosophy behind exotics. They're like your legendaries in World of Warcraft or some shit, supposedly. And in year one, they were hard to get at the beginning, and then they just made them easy as fuck, like, to get. So, and it seems they just stuck with that system, make them easy as hell to get, you know? Like, it kind of devalues the purpose of an exotic, in my opinion. So, let me know you guys' thoughts on that, and if you agree with me or not on that. As a hardcore player, I don't see myself sticking around to this game for long. I was expecting to like grind this game for at least a month, but it's already taken me less than a day to get maxed out in power almost. Like I said, I could get to 230 probably right now. I'm almost 220. That's 80 power to go, and I'm done. I'm done with that character for at least a week, like until the raid, right? That's fucking stupid. That is just absolutely fucking retarded. So, I don't know how I feel about that at all. Anyways, guys, my name is Joy. That's my first impressions of Destiny 2. I like it, but I can only recommend the standard copy if you're looking to pick it up. I would not recommend picking up digital, or sorry, not digital, the deluxe version of the game or anything like that with Season Pass. I wouldn't pick that up until you know more details about the DLC, obviously, because Bungie has a way of messing up the game, a great game, or a good system that's already in place. Like I said, everything in Destiny 2 right now I do like to a degree. There are some things I don't like, which we've talked about. But if Bungie patches the game and fucks that all up, I'm just going to quit again, like straight out, because that's what they did in year one. So that's why I said I wouldn't buy DLC right now. Wait till Bungie does an updated patch to the game, see what they change, see how much they break, because they're going to break something like retards. And if they don't break anything, then, still get the $60 game and wait for DLC news. But right now, just get the $60 version if you're planning on picking it up. That's really all I can recommend, and I highly recommend that. You'll still get the exotic rifle if you get that. I think. Well, no, the pre-orders are gone now. But if you pick up the standard copy, you still get all the story. You're not missing out. The only thing you get with the deluxe now, since pre-order's gone, is like a ghost and some emotes, which in my opinion are useless because, like, really. So I would just pick up standard, try the game out, see if you like it. You might like it, but honestly, for me, it just seems too casual, and I'm a hardcore player. So if the raid doesn't deliver, I'm going to go back to Warframe, probably, and play that. Like, I really want Plains of Eidolon right now for that game, but at least in that game, it feels like when I grind for something, there's a real, actual grind there. It does take a while to get stuff, unless you have, platinum in that game, like silver. But I mean, it's just, I need something to work towards, and in Destiny 2 right now, it doesn't feel like I'm working towards anything. If everything's so easy, I'm not working towards anything, because I don't need it. I don't have to worry about, like, it dropping. I can just play the game like a fucking mindless drone, turn my brain off for 5 minutes, and then maybe something will drop. Like, that's unrewarding and unsatisfying, to say the least, for me. But that doesn't mean you should change that system, though. Some people like that. I just think that they need to make content for the hardcore player, besides just the raid, if they're going to keep people playing this game for a long time. So with that said, my name is Joy. First impressions. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. What do you like and dislike about the game? Let's have a discussion about it. Because I'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts. I know some people don't like the game at all. And I honestly, I bashed the game in the beta. I don't know why they released the crappy beta that they did of Homecoming when they could have just shown off, like, the other good parts to the game. There's a lot of other good parts. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to say this. We all complained that Bungie doesn't, Angry Joe's review of Destiny 1, he talks about the big battle scene from Halo 2. There's a couple Halo 2 moments in Destiny 2 in the campaign that I won't mention, but I will mention that one of them involves a tank and maybe some bridges. So, kind of like that one scene in Halo 1 where you are in a Warthog, you know? That's all I'm going to say. Not going to really go into much detail, but that's what it reminded me of, and that was epic. Experiencing that, guys, was really great, and I really, really enjoyed that. And so I'm going to give the game a thumbs up and a high recommendation for standard based on that. But at the same time, take into consideration the feedback I've also listed. If Bungie, if you're watching this, and make the game a little bit harder in some areas, please. Thanks. Anyways, guys, might just enjoy. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed those small spoilers a little bit in regards to a quest or a main quest for the story that has some pretty epic scenes in it, which I have recorded. And I really enjoyed that part of the game the most. I thought that was really cool. So, with that said, guys, might just enjoy. Take care. See you next time.